Good morning, Kim. Are people off today? Are people off work? My kids are not in school, so that's why I ask. I feel like since school started in September, they've been out of school more than they've been in it this year. Good morning, good morning. Wait, who is that up there? Columbus Day. Hi, Kim. Oh, all right. Hi, Gina. Hello, Sarah. But Sarah, it's nighttime where you are, right? Good morning, Julie. What a weekend. Hmm? How are you guys doing? I think we must have people sleeping in. I usually do this at 9 today, right? Um, you can't hear me? Oh wait, hold on a second. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Let me know if that fixed it. Hi, Christine. Hi, Janelle. Okay, you can hear me on TikTok. Instagram, can you hear me now? Okay, good. So, what I typically do, and it usually doesn't have any issue, is I mute my TikTok phone because then I don't see like phone calls coming in or text messages that distract me, and it usually mutes across my devices. But every once in a while, that messes up the sound on Instagram, which I don't think it should, but what do I know? And yes, the energy is exhausting. We will talk about it. I don't think you're going to get a crying meltdown this morning because I'm far too tired for that. But we'll do something else. But yeah, so we're heading into the first eclipse, and I feel like more than, I mean, okay, it's always wild leading up to eclipse, but I feel like this time it's a little more violent than last year. Am I right, or am I just misremembering? You know what I mean? Hi, Janine. Good morning, Rosa. Okay, good. You can all hear me. Okay. Good morning. Hi, Katie. Oh, Christine says I got shingles last eclipse season. So let's not do that again, right? I typically end up with COVID or some variation right as eclipse season ends. So right like for Halloween weekend. I'd like to not do that this year, so we'll see how it goes. Good morning, Tiffany. Well, let me tell you about my weekend. It wasn't my best showing. Let me just tell you that. I seem to be uh, trying to pack in all the bullshit that I possibly can before I turn 40 in November so I can move on. So there's that. I'm really doing a good job. But I went out Friday night, and I mean, when I say I went out, I went to a friend's house. I mean, she had a spread. But anyway, um, I got very drunk. Like this drunk Sarah hasn't been around since pre pre kids. You know what I'm saying? Like just whoa, okay. And this weekend was a soccer tournament for both of my kids. So, and the soccer tournaments are at two different locations, and I have two children. So me and my ex had to split that up, right? So there's like no way that I was not going to need to be where I needed to be this weekend all day, soccer tournament style, right? And it's not my first soccer tournament. I know what those are about. So anyway, real bad on Friday. Made some really like I am practicing the most self-compassion right now, which I'm very proud about. I'm really not beating myself up, but I'm just telling you, yikes. Like, oof. Okay, so then I was a wreck on Saturday. Just it wasn't it. And Sunday um was better, but it ended really crazy. And it turns out my dog has fleas. And that's my fault because somehow in the move and in doing life, I completely forgot about Frontline. I don't know. I have 3 animals in this house, and that's such an obvious thing, like, that you know what I mean? But, completely yeah. So up until midnight, washing everything. Dogs are traumatized from all the baths that they just had. It was just, oof, I'm done with this weekend. Thank goodness it's Monday, but for some reason, I kept thinking today was Friday, Monday, Friday, you know what I mean? Keep switching. So today is Monday, but I am glad to leave this past weekend behind. I'm taking any of those vibes with me into this week, hopefully. But anyhow, what we're gonna do today is not talk about that, but we're leading into the first eclipse, and it's very safe to say that as we move through this week, there may be some old programs that are coming up for you that are asking for you to maybe release them if it feels like you can do that. Okay. There's some there's some deep stuff available for you to receive right now about yourself, like understandings about yourself. We all have stories, right? About who we are and like why we do things and like many justifications for how we navigate life, right? Check into those this week as we roll into the first eclipse and just make sure that you are squared away with that storyline. Okay. My workshop friends, we will talk about this in depth on Wednesday. Okay. And I will see all of you guys again on Friday, and we will be there to greet the beginning of this eclipse 2-week window that will no doubt spit us out as brand new specimens on the other side. So, right? Okay. One other good thing though, I'm loving this weather this morning because last night was like that nice crisp autumn that like dropped my house into the 60s, and I love that. And it's sweater weather this morning, and not like forced sweater weather where I'm like sweating, just regular sweater weather. So there is that. Okay. Good morning. Hi, Claudia. Hi, Jen. Okay, let's get to the cards and just see what the cards have to say. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you 3 things. I'm going to give you 3 types of sweaters that you can choose for today. So we're going to go with a cardigan. Is this a cardigan? We're going to go with a cardigan. Okay. A hoodie or a wool sweater. Okay. Cardigan, hoodie, or like one of those chunky wool sweaters. You know what I'm talking about? What kind of sweater are you feeling this morning? Cardigan, hoodie, or wool sweater? A classic. Cardigan, wool sweater. Okay, cardigan, hoodie, or wool sweater. And I'm shuffling. Good morning, Jen. You're choosing from cardigan, hoodie, or wool sweater this morning. Drop your selections in the comments. I know, I can't say no to a good cardigan. I'm hearing all this noise and I don't know who is doing stuff out there. All right, so cardigan, hoodie, or wool sweater. you know, just, if you want all three of the sweater type things, that's fine. But like, see which one like hit you. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, hoodie. I like the way that sounds. You know what I mean? Here's something else I did. Painted my kitchen pink. And when I say pink, I don't mean like a muted tone that, may or may not be pink. I mean, it is fucking pink. And I was a little nervous, but it is giving me such joy. Like, I love it. Even though the rest of it's not done yet, so it looks kind of weird, but like that pink color, when I walk into the kitchen, it just gives me a vibe, you know? It gives me a vibe. It makes me feel good. It is kind of Barbie pink. It has like a touch of like maybe purple in it, right? But I'll 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 put pictures when it's ready. But it's I forget the name of it, which pink I chose. I want to say primrose pink, but I don't know if that's right. But it's lush. Okay. It's lush. I'm working on the cabinets this week. Wish me luck on that one. It's gonna be quite the vibe, that kitchen. And I can't wait for it. Okay, so let me pull this in here. Your choices today are cardigan, hoodie, or wool sweater. Drop your selections. It'll correspond with the card pull for you, right? Tell me when you're ready for your cardigan. Tip- Tip's like, oh, great, that face. I don't know. It could just be a face for the face's sake at this point. I don't know. I'm not in control of my face today. Not that I ever am. Okay, so this is cardigan. Your choices are cardigan, hoodie, and wool sweater. Okay, and this is cardigan. You have the queen. You have burden. You have owl. Mm. What is the story today? So queen, burden, and owl. Wow. It's a relationship pull for my cardigan friends. And I say this every time, but I'm going to say it again. Relationships do not exclusively mean romantic relationships. Okay. These are any connection with another person where you have emotional exchange. Okay. And any type of attachment. So this cardigan is looking at relationships, and there's something going on here with a relationship, or maybe more than one relationship for you. Could be more than one, but let's just, for the sake of simplicity, say a relationship. Things feel strangely heavy. And I say strangely because it's not as um, upfront as just saying things feel heavy right now. It feels like there's something underlying that's going on that you just haven't been able to see yet. So the owl is kind of coming in here and being like, all right, let's take a second. Let's pull out of this perspective and like see more of a 360, right? Because owls can do that for the most part. Just let yourself observe and not like touch things too much. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, stop meddling in it to figure it out and instead start pulling back to observe what it is. So stop meddling with it to figure it out. Like, right, like there's like this desire to kind of get in there and like pull things apart and tinker with it and be like, okay, what's the problem here? But you're being asked to kind of like not do that this time, maybe, and instead remove yourself a little bit just so you can see all the angles. Take notes, right? Like, take note, like pay attention to what is actually there for you to see, not what you can like pry into. Because the burden energy here is coming from this like need you have to figure it out by diving into it and taking it apart. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying by that? It's going to it's going to help you much more this time to not do that. Okay? So step back and just take note of the whole thing. Step out of the weeds for a second. All right? Relationships. That is your cardigan. Now, see, this is the reason why I like to mute my phone because I have a family group text right now talking about sales at Marshall's, and I'm like, okay. But I don't know why it sometimes messes up my audio. Um, okay, so the next one is going to be hoodie, and then the last one is going to be wool sweater. So that was your cardigan, okay, which is also a really great song by you know who. Okay, so we're shuffling. If you're just joining us, maybe choose between hoodie and wool sweater. Hi, Suzette. Hi, Joe. Hi, Caress. Good morning, Kathleen. Thank you. I'm getting some nice compliments on TikTok. Intense ones, but I'll take it. Good morning. All right. Hoodie and wool sweater. What's your choice? Here we go. Oh, all right. Tell me when you're ready. Okay, so here is your hoodie. Oh, look, we're back at relationships again. Here we are, relationships again. I'll reiterate in case you didn't hear me first time, not just romantic. Okay, any relationship where there is an emotional connection and any form of attachment will fit the bill of a relationship. Okay, but it might be a romantic relationship. So anyway, here's the queen. You've got love and you've got fear. I mean, what a time this morning. So here's your story, my hoodie friends. And I will say, if you chose cardigan and hoodie, double whammy on this one. Okay. So remember, cardigan was telling you to kind of pull out and observe a situation, not dig your fingers in and start digging in the weeds, just like pull out of it and just see the whole thing, just take a beat. This one is a little different, taking it in a different direction. So again, relationships, you've got love and fear. What's going on here? Well, you are having a moment, aren't you? There's a fear of what happens if you let go. Hey, Eli, can you lower that, please? Thank you. There's a feeling of fear about losing love. Okay. And it's it's a it's not it's not a heavy feeling. It's like it's sharp. Like it's a sharp fear. It's like fear sweat. You know what I mean? It's like because there's also this other feeling coming in here that's like you know that this is inevitable and that's making you like it's you don't like that. It's feeling like there's mounting pressure here and like this is going to happen and you are just not ready for it. And it's well, it's not comfortable. And unfortunately, the message for my hoodie friends is that it is uncomfortable. and it is supposed to be uncomfortable. It is not supposed to feel easy. It is not supposed to feel soft and gentle. And more than anything else, you're not supposed to be able to intellectualize this so that you bypass your actual feelings of the situation. Okay. That's probably the annoying part of all of this because I imagine, typically in the past, you've been pretty good at not having to feel your own feelings to the extent that they exist because you can say, like, well, I can see logically XYZ and like blah, 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 and like whatever it is. And you just kind of work yourself through it that way. Right. And that's been so great for you, right? Because you've never had to really like feel what it feels like to have that part of you just, right? I don't know why you do that. Maybe you know, but it doesn't matter today. It really doesn't. Like, we can get into that, but that's not the vibe today. Today, it is just, it is what it is. It is scary. It doesn't feel good. It's painful. And it's supposed to be that way because it's scary and painful. It is accurate to have these feelings. They're not wrong or misplaced or misaligned. This is what's happening right now. And you're being asked to be present for what is happening right now and not to check out with, delulu or dissociation techniques. Okay. What's going on with us? What happened this weekend? All right. Did that hit for my hoodie friends? The next one is going to be wool sweater. Oh boy. The vibe is off. Do not drink the vibe. Venus in Virgo vibes. And that's where my Venus is. That's been a lesson for me. All right. This is going to be your wool sweater. Okay, slightly different messaging. I say slightly, actually. I shouldn't say that. Okay, it's just like another part of the story. So tell me when you're ready for the wool sweater. Wool sweater. Okay, so here we go. We have this again. Here's love. Okay, but it's not the queen, it's just love. Yay. Trust and the cow. All right, so here's the deal. Cow's been coming up a lot because we really have to get, like, really have to figure this out. You have to figure out how to, like, let yourself not be in charge of every fucking thing. I mean, I don't really know what to tell you because, like I was just saying, my Venus and my Mars are both in Virgo, and I like to be in charge of everything. And um, how's it working out for us? How's it working out for us? Because here's the thing: if you need to be in charge of everything, right? If you need to be the one that's like kind of masterminding everything behind the scenes, that means that the players in your life are going to have to be essentially unformed. Okay, so everybody in your life's movie script is gonna have to be in a place where they are not as sovereign yet as you, because in order for you to gently manipulate them to do the things you want them to do, um, they can't have a fully formed sense of sovereignty, because if they did, they'd be like, get the fuck out of here, right? So you're gonna attract, and you have attracted people to you who need something. They need something from you in order to like exist for the most part, right? Something essential. And maybe it at one point felt really good to be needed in that essential way, right? Maybe it felt good to imagine that you are somebody else's oxygen, but we're moving into a different place now. And I'm going to guess if we're sitting here together with this wool sweater pull, that things have not been working out correctly for you. And it's time for a shift. So that means you have to stop controlling everybody. And that means allowing people who don't need you to control them into your life. And that's a trust fall. That's a trust fall. And, all the compassion for ourselves for this one because there's a reason why you have been doing this. You're not just doing it for shits and giggles. There's a reason why you've decided it's safer to have people in your life who require you to live than it is to not, because it's harder to be hurt by people when they're in that position in your life, right? They can't even really reach you. But because they can't reach you, they can't they can't play with you the way that you want to play now. They can't run the way you want to run. And it's an energy that's holding you down. So, cow, love, and trust. What's your story? Are you going to keep asking for something and then blocking it? Or are you going to finally just surrender to the flow of this and trust that you know what you're doing somehow? And that there may be points of, you know, uncomfortability, but trusting that you're going to be led through this in a way that takes you into a place that feels so much more nutritive and fulfilling and magical for you. You can't even imagine it right now because you haven't done this before. So, again, having a lot of grace, giving yourself grace, but we're rolling up on this eclipse. So, eclipse time is not the time to start to, you know, power through some new stuff, all right? You don't really have to do anything except observe and be willing and open. Just don't lock your knees for eclipse season, is what I'm saying. The energy is going to move you, and your job is to allow yourself to be moved. That's it. Allow yourself to be moved. Just like soft knees, flow, flow, right? Just like watch me do it, guys. I am bawling my eyes out. I'm happy. I'm manic. I'm super drunk. Like, just do whatever, right? Do whatever you're doing, but stop trying to control everything. Let yourself be moved. Is it okay to be messy? Do you need my permission to do that? I don't know. But if so, be fucking messy. Who cares? Everybody else around you is allowed to be messy. Am I correct? Like everybody in your life is allowed to be a fucking messy bitch. And you are not somehow. Why? Why are you not allowed to do that? Why are you not allowed to just lose it for a second and be held in that space? Trust me, it's time. It's time for us. All right. All of us, Venus and Virgo, control freaks, pretending that we're not control freaks. All right. So that's your coffee and magic this morning, or maybe it was mine to myself, but either way, hope it helped you. It's going to be quite a wild week. And I'm just going to say, if you have started to do some things that are helping the way your body feels, such as maybe like taking it easy on some sugar, drinking more water, maybe taking a break on um, whatever it is that you do that your body doesn't like, stick with it if you can, because anything you can do to give your body a break right now will be very appreciated because it's so much energy coming in. It's just a lot, right? So it's kind of like how you don't want to eat like a three-course meal before going on a run. It's too much. Can you do it? Yes. Is it going to be painful? Well, obviously, because your body needs to digest that three-course meal, not run. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right. Like, help you this week because it's a lot of energy. It is only going to like, if you think today is a lot of energy, if you thought this weekend was a lot of energy, my friends, child's play compared to what's coming. And I don't say that to scare you. I'm just preparing you and you'll be fine. But just supply yourself with what you need to feel your best, and it will make a huge difference. And check in with yourself before you make commitments right now, right? Um, if you're a full moon, if you have a uterus that bleeds still, um, and you're a full moon person, usually new moon is going to be where you feel most able to be extroverted. Make sure you're still checking in with yourself, even though this is going to be new moon energy. Just check in, check in, check in, check in, check in, check in, right? And tell your friends, right? It's not that I don't love you, but today just ain't the day, right? So, or maybe it is the day. I don't know, but just really be there for yourself this week. Okay, so I'll see my workshop friends on Wednesday. Reminder, if you are interested in being in the next round of the Normalized Magic Workshop, which is a group of the best people, we meet every Wednesday evening at 7:30. Everything's recorded, so you don't have to be there live. If you want to be in that with us, we restart the 12-week cycle in November. So send me a DM or send me an email, hello@sarahmala.com, that you want to be on the wait list, because only a few spaces are going to be open depending on the current round of friends and who wants to stay in. I like to keep it small and intimate, because we do a lot of amazing things together. So that's happening there. And I will see the rest of you for Coffee Magic at 10 a.m. on Friday. And that'll be like, we'll be in it. Okay. It's Friday the 13th. Okay. I love you guys. Have an amazing day. Mwah. Oh, oops, sorry. Goodbye, everybody.